st.kitts.
Good morning, SKN. I am Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortensia Carty.
Wow. Cortensia, what's different about the set today?
I don't know.
Abracadabra. This is the first day, guys, that we are on set. I don't see a cup, and it's not invisible because I'm not touching it. So this is going to be a great trivia question.
Magic.
Later on, is in which episode did the show begin without the hosts having their Good Morning SKN coffee cups? Okay, so remember this number. All right.
Just in case.
Just in case. Now we're away from trivia. Let's talk about the very long weekend that we had. Was it eventful for you?
Very. Well, I was very celebrated. I did 3 days of church. They did a surprise party for me. Yeah. So I had fun.
There you go. You and this confetti, all right? Did you borrow the gun? Did they borrow the gun from Studio 327 after the 100th episode?
No.
Okay, guys. The next time you want to surprise Cortensia, you got to link with Studio 327. Good morning, SKN. Borrow that gun, okay? Leave the pom-poms at home.
But it wasn't a surprise. I thought they were up to something, man. I thought they were up to something.
You said. Guys, you need to surprise her better, okay?
Yeah.
All right, think we're going to get surprises on the weather, Cortensia?
A bit. So it's partly cloudy with a 20% or a slight chance of showers, a high of 90 and a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So the Fahrenheit went up by 2.
But look at that hourly forecast as we go. It's it's just rising nicely. By noon, it's going to be 85 degrees. Awesome. Love it.
It's scorching.
I'm loving the low, though. I'm loving the low. All right, moving on to the latest in local news now. This by way of a press release from the Office of the Chief Medical Officer. The COVID-19 pandemic is not over. The Ministry of Health is confirming that there is an increase in the number of persons identified with the COVID-19 virus. Over the last 2 weeks, that's May 20th to June 3rd, 144 cases of COVID-19 were added to the tally, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 5,798 and 43 COVID-19 related deaths. The Ministry of Health is currently monitoring 88 active cases. In the Federation, 78.4% of the adults and 18.0% of children 12 to 17 years in the population are fully vaccinated. This data was disaggregated by Island, revealing that 82.0% of adults in St. Kitts and 68.6% of adults in Nevis are fully vaccinated, while 18.6% of children 12 to 17 years in St. Kitts and 16.3% in Nevis are fully vaccinated. 56.7% of the total population is fully vaccinated. The best protection is still the vaccine, and many of the infected who are vaccinated have little or no symptoms. So the news on this front is the COVID-19 pandemic is not over 3 years on. Be vigilant.
Be very vigilant, and I think soon they're gonna put back in the mask mandate.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to, keep our ears to the ground for that one.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping my mouth covered, except when I'm working with you guys. But yes.
We continue now with our second story. This from the press unit in the office of the Prime Minister. Persons residing in the rural East St. Kitts now have easier access to fresh, locally grown produce following the official opening of the Barrio Community Vendors Market located at the Barrio Strip. That's adjacent to the Freights Bakery. The vendors market was opened on Thursday, June 2nd, during a brief ribbon cutting ceremony that featured remarks by the Prime Minister and Minister responsible for Agriculture. Dr. The Honorable Timothy Harris, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Ron Collins, and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Mistress Elrita Simpson-Brown. Prime Minister Harris commended the Ministries of Agriculture and Sustainable Development for seeing this important project to completion.
All right, so we've got another market.
Another market.
In the rural areas.
Great, right?
Yeah, we're
Pretty colors
decentralizing.
too.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that produce.
Yes.
Nice. So people on that side, you missed the market, so you're
Yes.
leaving town, you're going home, you're passing there. Hey, great.
Stop and get your produce.
Good initiative indeed. All right, so we're moving on to our third story. The Ministry of Entertainment, Entrepreneurship and Talent Development is gearing up for Let's Do This, the television show. All right, so here we go. And as I just said, definitely gearing up for the new television show where contestants can earn a minimum investment of EC $10,000. So the new program is called Let's Do This. Moments Minister, the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, explained more about the show format on Wednesday, June 1st, 2022, at a cabinet press conference held at the NEMA conference room. She stated, quote, "The show is similar to a popular U.S. TV show where participants pitch their business or business ideas to multiple investors. If an investor is interested in the entrepreneur's pitch, she or he will say the catchphrase, 'Let's do this,' which gives the participant an opportunity to gain a minimum investment of EC $10,000. I have to say, when I heard about this before, and of course, our ears are here, everything is connected, so yeah, let's do this, right? We're hearing about this. I thought that $10,000 was the cap. But now I'm excited to hear that that is the minimum investment. You know what that means? Guys, you need to
There's
go on.
more,
You need to
yeah.
apply. Let's do this, okay? Let's do this.
There is more.
All right.
Yeah, so let's do this. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
let's face it,
Most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're happy that you're here as we continue now with the latest in regional news. This from the Caribbean Media Corporation. Haiti has named a candidate for the position of director of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, to replace the Dominican-born Dr. Carissa Etienne, who has served two five-year terms. The Haitian candidate, Dr. Florence Duperval Goulamy, a former acting prime minister and former minister of public health and population, is among 6 candidates announced by the PAHO Executive Committee. The other candidates are from Brazil, Panama, Mexico, Colombia, and Uruguay. PAHO said that the detailed curriculum vitae presented by each candidate and letters of nomination have been sent to PAHO member states, participating states, as well as associate members. So the women are in things, women.
Yeah, that, right?
Power to the women. Power to the women. You go, ladies. You go.
Oh, we know that's your resounding theme, so there you go. Indeed. So impressive. So we'll get that.
Yes.
Awesome.
And I'm happy that it's from Haiti, because, you know, Haiti gets a lot of flack.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I'm very happy.
Good point. Great.
Look, beautiful. Yes. Dr. Goulamy, make us proud.
All right, so moving on to international news at this time. This from Al Jazeera. The Kremlin said that Russian President Vladimir Putin, who is meeting African Union leaders, will tell them that Moscow is not to blame for the growing food crisis affecting their continent. State TV showed Putin greeting Senegalese President Macky Sall, Chairman of the African Union Moussa Faki Mahamat, Chairman of the African Union Commission, at the start of talks in southern Russian resort of Sochi on Friday. Russia's army has seized much of Ukraine's southern coastline in the course of its 100-day war, and its warships control access to the country's Black Sea ports. But it continues to blame Ukraine and the West for the resulting halt in Ukrainian grain exports. So yeah, this is something that has been in the news quite a bit, and it's interesting to see, perhaps not surprising though, Russia's stance on it, that they're not to blame.
We're not to blame.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But do you think if this war wasn't happening, do you think we would have had grain shortages? I don't remember us having flour shortages from before, right?
Obviously, there's going to be there would be things that are affected. You're controlling certain ports, you're controlling exports, you're even affecting the labor force in some instances. So it's interesting where the blame lies on this one.
I'm not going to take the blame though.
Well,
that's exactly what he's doing.
So you can't.
No, I don't even want to be there. My gosh.
All right.
That would be too much for me.
All right, well, there you have it for the latest. Up next, we'll be hearing all about Child Month 2022 from members of the Early Childhood Development Unit. So stay tuned.
The continued fight against COVID-19 requires the continued practice of public health measures across all sectors and in every community. Frequent and proper hand washing, wearing face masks, and physical distancing. Do you know who is not physical distancing? The Aedes aegypti mosquito. Let's avoid overloading our healthcare systems. This means simultaneously protecting yourselves and your loved ones from all disease, including mosquito-borne illness like dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya viruses. Did you know that dengue is the most common mosquito-borne viral disease in the world? So let's get to work. Use window and door screens to keep mosquitoes out. Water in vases and scrub inside surfaces to remove mosquito eggs. Avoid using saucers with potted plants to prevent collection of water. Securely cover water barrels and drums with mosquito netting and properly fitted covers. Scrub the inside walls of water barrels and drums with detergent 1 to 2 times per week. Walk around the outside of your home and remove or overturn containers that can collect water and become breeding sites. Mosquitoes only need a small amount of water to lay their eggs. Remove unwanted cans, bottles, buckets, or used tires. Other items still in use must be properly stored in covered areas to avoid water settling in them. Clean roof gutters and air conditioner trays. Debushing and removing tall grass from around your home or establishment is also key to reducing mosquito populations. To decrease your risk of being bitten by infected mosquitoes, use proven personal protective methods too. Apply an effective mosquito repellent to exposed areas of skin according to manufacturer's instructions. Wear light-colored long pants and shirts while outdoors in the early morning and late afternoons. Further, protect vulnerable family members like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons who are unwell by using mosquito nets to sleep or rest, even during the day. Fight the bite and protect yourself and your family too from mosquito-borne diseases. This message is brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, Office for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smart.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Pray every time I feel can't do no different. Swear me have a win, that's why I'ma try again. Pray every time I feel, cause God always a listen. One day I have to win, that's why I'ma try again.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SK, and we're happy that you would have joined us today. So yesterday was Whit Monday, and of course we are all primarily grateful for the extra day. Yes, added to our weekend. But have you ever considered the origin of this holiday? Do you know anything about this holiday, Jamie?
Yeah, it gives me an extra weekend, an extra day in my weekend. And I'm great. You know, I didn't even know it was coming up. I actually almost came to work on Monday, and thanks to our executive program manager, she's like, Jimmy, don't come to work on Monday. I was leaving her. I was like, see you guys on Monday. She said, don't come.
No work on Monday. It's a holiday.
So it's good to know where it comes from.
Yeah. Well, today we will be sharing some information regarding the origins and history of Whit Monday. So the origin of Whit Monday. Jim, you want to take this away?
I'll take it, but I'll start by saying this. When we say Whit, honestly, what comes to mind is W-I-T, but it's actually W-H-I-T.
H-I-T.
So that's important. Whit Monday, right? So Whit Monday is a religious holiday celebrated within the Christian faith on the Monday after Whit Sunday, or Pentecost. Pentecost.
Yeah.
You gonna take me to church, Cortensia?
Praise the Lord, brother. I did it all weekend. All weekend I did that, yeah. So I found this out last week because as I said, I was doing some extra research, and the Whit actually comes from the white garments that the persons were baptized in after the Pentecostal feast. So I learned that.
Ooh, did you guys know that?
Yeah, so that's where the Whit came from.
So Whit from, interesting.
Yeah, white.
All right, well, let's fully grasp the concept. And in order to do that, we're going to turn our attention to the Christian feast day of Pentecost, indeed. So the Feast of Pentecost commemorates the descent of the Holy Spirit upon the disciples of the Christian Messiah, Jesus Christ. As recorded in the New Testament of the Bible, specifically Acts 2, the Holy Spirit came onto the disciples in the form of flames, cloven tongues like as of fire. After the disciples were all granted the gift of tongues, or the ability to speak various languages. Yes, Acts was an actual powerful book, because I remember this. Came upon them, they began talking, and everybody around them got to hear
their
word
own language.
in their
like,
own language.
aren't these people Galileans? Why are they talking like us? Yeah.
So no confusion at all.
No, none
Everybody understood.
whatsoever. So after receiving this gift, the apostles began preaching the word of Jesus Christ. It is believed that on Pentecost Day, one of the disciples, Peter, delivered the first Christian sermon. This led to the conversion and baptism of up to 3,000 people. So yeah, they were saying with the Whit Monday, it's baptismal season. So you see all of them in the white?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so they just took off the E and just named it Whit. Yeah, and apparently it's after Pentecostal Sunday. So there's Whit Sunday, and then I never even knew there was a Whit Sunday. I just thought it was Whit Monday.
Because we say Whit Monday. I don't think I've ever heard Whit Sunday, at least not before today. So now we know. So that's an extra day on the weekend that we can take. Can we take the Sunday off too, guys? Can we?
In the UK, it's called a bank holiday.
Listen, I talked about bank holidays recently. I'm like, bank holiday, okay, it's a holiday in these parts, but in other parts, they're very specific. Anyway, we're getting back to not the bank holiday, but Whit Monday. Whit Monday. So here's some more noteworthy information. The word Pentecost comes from a Greek word, meaning 50th.
Look at that.
So this is because it is celebrated on the 50th day, roughly the 7th Sunday after Easter. Would you look at that? So this is very specific, isn't it? Pentecost, 50th day.
So at 50, we should be celebrating our Pentecost.
Are you going to talk and talk to our audience? I mean, we tried it.
You never know. It just might happen. How about that? It just might happen.
Well, está mirando Good Morning SKN in Studio 327, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Not quite what we were going for, but anyway.
So Pentecost is a movable feast, which means it occurs on a different day each year. The date varies because it is set to coincide with the first Sunday after the first full moon after the March equinox. Look at that.
This is all very technical stuff.
Very technical,
You know, for those of us who are just thinking we've got an extra holiday, you realize how intricate everything is linked, how intricately everything is linked together.
Coincide, thought of, set out, yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So last year in 2021, Pentecost was celebrated on the 23rd of May, and Whit Monday was celebrated the day after on the 24th. This year, Pentecost was observed on June 5th, and Whit Monday, of course, was celebrated on June 6th.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you look at that? So now we know a little bit more about the origins of Whit Monday, what it means.
But do you know the United Kingdom, Canada, and the US celebrates Whit Monday as well?
Not surprising, I guess, because of the origin of the Christian faith, so I get that right.
So do you think it trickled down to us?
Yeah.
Especially from the UK?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it had to. It had to. It had to, indeed.
No.
So let's talk about what we've learned. Okay, so there's the conclusion. This 2-day observance.
Yes.
Now that we know it's 2 days, Cortensia,
Yeah.
Sunday and Monday, the 2-day observance celebrates the birth of the Christian church and the day that the disciples were entrusted with the task of evangelism. That is the act of preaching the gospel.
Praise the Lord.
And we can gladly say after the segment, if you didn't know, now
you know.
You know.
And you heard it here first.
We will be, or maybe not, I don't know.
Although it's on the internet, we expounded on it first. How about
that's what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that's your story. You can stick with that. I'm just going to say that we'll be back after this brief break. Stay with us, guys.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
Mommy, Uncle not here in the other shake. Hush your mouth. Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smacked.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Most people consume excess salt from processed foods, such as snack foods, processed meats, instant meals, and condiments.
Instead, use fresh vegetables, ground provision, fresh meats, and natural herb seasonings, just like our grandparents did, and just like you did with this soup. We are Salt Smart.
Welcome back into Good Morning SKN as we continued now with our featured guests. Last week, Child Month 2022 here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis was declared open. The theme for this year's observance is Recycle, Save the Earth for Our Children's Future. Today, members of the Early Childhood Unit joins us to give us an overview of what is expected for Child Month 2022. We have with us Katrina Seaton. She is the chairperson for the Bastet Zone. Kimoy Charles, the chairpersons for the Rural East Zone, and Katia Francis, chairperson for the Rural West Zone. Welcome, ladies, to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome. Thanks for having us.
Morning SKN.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, love the way you said that. Awesome. Great.
So, ladies, I will begin with the first question. How many years of Child Month? How many years has it been celebrated in the Federation?
This year is the 37th anniversary of Child Month. We started in 1984 under the leadership of the then director, Mrs. Vanta Walters.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me just say that I am really impressed by the work that you do, because none of us would be here if it wasn't for people like you.
Yes.
So
Thank
right
you.
off the bat. And as we are in the face of Child Month, and you've already selected a theme, which is, again, I'll repeat it, Recycle, Save the Earth for our children's future. Why was that theme so important? What is it that you want to communicate through that theme for this year's Child Month?
That theme was chosen because we're partnering with the Taiwanese who are big on recycling right now. And over the years, the Child Month theme have been centered around what is happening presently or things that we want to sensitize the public about that affects children. So when Taiwanese came on board with recycling, we thought we would do that theme, recycling, save the earth for our children's future, because we wanted them to know how important our earth is and how it is for saving it for our children. So in early childhood, we were very big on recyclable materials, low cost materials. So we use those materials to make a lot of things. So that's why we wanted to highlight that theme this year.
I have to say, that's something that I don't think that many of us would have thought of,
Yes,
but I'm glad that
yes.
you put the focus on it, because just saying, I know that children make a lot of things when they're at that level and they do things.
Yes.
And you are very conscious in using recyclable materials. Kudos to you.
Yes.
Great job.
So other than the Embassy of Taiwan that you have partnered with, is the Child Month Association partnered with anyone else?
Over the years, there have been many partners. We've partnered with UNICEF a lot. UNICEF is big on Child Month. We partner for our Child Month. There's a lot of companies that sponsor to make the Child Month possible, whether they sponsor the shirt, whether they sponsor the snack that the children get at the parade. Okay. So over the years, there have been many partners, but UNICEF is our major sponsor for Child Month.
All right, so we've talked a little bit about the objective of this year's month because obviously it's the theme of recycling. I want to know about the overview now of the Child Month's activities. What can you tell us? Is that you, Kimoy? What activities are we looking for?
Activities.
Yes.
Today, as a matter of fact, if you recognize, we each are wearing a shirt from a previous year. Today we celebrate T-shirt explosion, a form of recycling also. We encourage parents, staff, children to wear shirts that we wore years past. So that is today, 7th. On the 9th, I think we have the Bastille
Sports Day. That event is taking place at the Gardens by the Irish Town playing field, where all the private and public preschools, nurseries and daycares within the Bastille zone is going to come together to friendly competition of sports. We know how St. Kitts love sports, we're big on sport. So we wanted to have that on the 9th from 12 until 5 o'clock. So you come out to represent Matt Knight, White, we're White House, so that is happening on the 9th. And then each zone is having their own individuals.
On the 15th, it's East Zone's turn for our fun day. However, unlike Bastille and West, it's not a fundraiser. It's a fun day for the children. The centers in the East Zone cater for the children's snacks and lunch. It's not a to be paid for event. However, we encourage the parents to come on out and support. It would be at Edgar Gilbert Recreational Stadium, beginning from about 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. All the schools in the East Zone. Then on the 22nd, we have our concert. It's a national concert where all zones come together. It's going to be at Carnival Village. Costumes made from said recyclable materials would be on display. We would be having dances, songs, poems. It's a night to look forward to, beginning at 5. We're asking you to come out, support, be on time, encourage the children. On the 24th, we have our grand parade where there would be a wider show, a bigger exhibition of costumes made from recyclables. On the 30th, we have West Fun Day. I'll let Tisha Keisha speak to that.
Okay, on the 30th is the West Zone Sports. Somewhat like the Bastille Zone, where it's a fundraiser. Okay. We're trying to make sure that what we have lost through the T-shirt, since we are not having a T-shirt this year, so that we can subsidize the early childhood unit so they can continue to help us in whatever areas we need assistance. And so it will be at the Sandy Point New Recreation Ground, and we begin at 12 p.m. But I need to go back a bit. We began last week. On the 31st, it was the opening by the Minister of Education, and then on the 1st, the West Zone had their church meeting. Church service, sorry. And then on the 2nd, the East Zone had their church service. And on the 3rd, Bastille Zone had their church service, where the different centers in the zones, they went to a specific church, they chose their church, and we had a little church service where the children showcased a bit of their talent. They just gave those who were there a taste of what is to come on the 22nd. We are looking at plastics, paper, ocean, like shells, seaweed, aluminum or soft metals, wire, tin cans, plant-based. You can use straw, seeds, shells, and shells not from the sea, but coconut shell, what have you, anything from the plant. And then we have textiles. Those are the recyclables that we'll be focusing on, making costumes, making different materials.
I can't wait.
I was going to say, look at you, Keisha, building the suspense. I'm like, I can't wait. You seriously, Cortensia, I can't wait. And I love the way that you're practicing what you preach, because the shirts, which I'm going to get to when we get back from this break, each have very important messages, and I think it's worth mentioning. So we'll be back in a moment. Everyone, stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
There are certain seasonings that contain more salt than you actually need. There are more natural, healthier ways to reduce the salt intake in your dishes by using natural things like onions, garlic, seasoned peppers, and even thyme and merengue powder.
Gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smacked.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are speaking with members of the Early Childhood Development Unit, that's the ECDU, Katrina Seaton, Assistant Chairperson for the Bastyr Zone, Kim White Charles, Assistant Chairperson for the Rural East Zone, and Keisha Francis, Assistant Chairperson for the Rural West Zone. So before we get into the display of creative things that we can't wait to get to, I understand, Keisha, that there are other activities that you want to alert the public of. So what can you tell us about those?
Yes, Kim White.
Kim White. Oh, I see. I love the partnership.
Okay, on the 27th now, we have staff appreciation. This is where parents are encouraged to show their appreciation with small tokens to members of staff of early childhood, not limited to teachers. we understand that we have a number of supporting staff, domestics, who, without them, our jobs would be much harder, maybe not possible. So we are encouraging parents to, whatever it is, what little, it may be a card, it may be a thank you phone call, it may be a malt. The 27th of June, we show our appreciation to early childhood workers. Then on the 2nd, July, we climax with our boat ride. $60 a ticket, all are invited aboard Prince Devonte. Boat ride begins at 6 p.m. sharp, 2nd July. The theme is Jungle Splash, which means we encourage you to wear prints. There would be a photo booth prior to boarding, music by EK. Wheelwright Entertainment, so we are encouraging one, we are encouraging all. It's open to the general public. $60 early bird tickets. Come on out and support.
And the last one before we go is our soup affair. Every year we usually have a food fair where we have rice and macaroni pie, but we wanted to do a new innovation this year with a soup fair, a super fair. So that is going to be on the 17th of June at the Independence Square. Every soup you can think of, they would have it. So if you want goat water, conch shoulder, fish soups, all those soups, they would have them at our super fair on the 17th.
Okay. You guys are making me hungry. That's not fair. That's not fair, but I appreciate the super fair.
Every year there's an innovation.
Okay, lovely.
So the super fair is the innovation for this year. Yes, we're
I
trying.
love it. It rhymes too. Okay. So ladies, what are we going to do here today?
Bastille Zone, like we said, each zone have different recyclable materials that they're going to use to make costumes for the children this year. And Bastille Zone had sea recyclable things from the sea, which is a challenge because things from the sea are very limited. We just didn't want to do shells, but we're going to still search and venture into that. And we also have styrofoam, and we also have what's the other one? Textile, any fabric, potato sack, crocker's bag, those are what we're going to use. So we just bought some materials from foam so we can show you and the parents of one of the hats that we can create for the parade for the children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, please.
Take it away.
So this, I did a little sample of the hat. My banda came off, but I'll show you how to do it. All you need is an ordinary foam cup. You can spray paint it if you want, whatever color, or you can glue it and put glitter on it.
Okay.
And then you take a recyclable, we have food containers. Sometimes this part might be dirty, but this part might not.
Okay.
So you can take it off. And then you're going to cut the inner piece into a circular shape. Just get your bigger scissors. Usually you will take a stencil and you draw it out if you're not an expert like me.
I see what you did.
Exactly.
You guys are
She just went in. She just went in.
Yeah.
Literally just went in.
Stenciled with the scissors.
So you make a circular shape. And then this way your creativity comes in. Even though they are the same materials, they can be uniquely different. So I have some different paper. You can use gift wrap paper. There are some shiny papers, and all these you can get at Sonia Card.
Okay.
And then we use our glue gun. So you're going to cover both sides of your paper with fabrics.
That glue
Be
gun.
careful with the glue gun.
Hot and ready to go.
So you can cover it.
Okay. Easy. And then cut out.
Yeah.
Look at
And
that.
then I'll give you the rest instructions. So you just cut it
please.
out.
You're going to see how good you are at following
Yeah.
instructions.
I'm going to get my co-host. No, I got this one.
Okay, good.
I have to prove to my co-host that I'm capable,
So what else does Cortezia need to do? What else does she need to do?
So she's going to cut out the circle, and then she's going to glue the cup on top.
And make my hat.
For the base for the hat.
Oh, this is a great challenge for you.
Great one indeed.
She's doing a good job.
Thank you, thank you.
I feel like I'm outnumbered here because I don't know if you realized,
Thank
you
you,
know, what the
Keisha.
obvious thing is here, but we've got
Power to the
Hortensia,
women.
Yes.
Kimoy,
Katrina.
and Keisha.
Okay.
You've only got one J.
He's outnumbered
You're
today.
more than outnumbered.
Outnumbered.
Okay.
Oh.
Good.
All right.
So then you're gonna stick that. Just use the glue, stick it to the bottom. I will stick here.
I will stick the
here,
cup
the cup.
Oh, okay.
I will
So you
use
get
the cup
add.
so that you get
Y'all, I'm getting my chance to go back to
On the
edge.
Oh, on the edge.
Hortensia, don't get trigger happy, please.
Look, I get to go back to preschool.
And this is what the children will be doing under your guidance?
Yes, but because of time issue, we decided to use the glue gun. If we can usually use Yoo-hoo glue, that can work because that gives you time. But for time reason, we're gonna use the for the 6.
And it's safer for the kids without the heat, right?
Yes.
All right. So there you go.
So then you're gonna stick it on the bander using the same glue gun. This is just a rough draft.
Look at that.
So straight
On
across?
the bander and then just stick it on
stick
it.
on the band so that it goes into the middle, probably.
I can see the utility of this. If you're going to do that, I can understand how you could even use that to play some sort of game
Yeah.
with the children to entertain.
Yes.
It's like, can you catch this in your cup? Can you move your
Yeah.
hand around and so on? Very
Aw.
engaging.
Jamie, you're thinking ahead, man.
So you see she wants on this side.
Yes.
Uh,
And then you can design it with any decorative piece. You can put on a bow, just stick a bow right here.
so can I peel?
Yes.
All right, so while you are busy doing that, you're sticking your bow on. Have the activities been affected by COVID in any way? Have
The activity?
Yes, month March. You're resuming after COVID, correct?
Yes.
So it has impacted you.
Yes.
Your activities.
For the past 2 years, we were unable to have a march. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Silence.
The attention stealer.
Go ahead.
Yes, please go on.
However, this year we are thankful that it's been able to come to fruition.
Okay.
We are looking forward. It's been a while. Yes, the COVID hasn't impacted, but for 2020, 2021, we were preparing.
Good,
We
so-
had shirts, but about May, we had an increase in cases, so everything was halted.
And we tried to have the match. We even said that each community would have a walk within their community to replicate the match, because we already had the shirt and we didn't want them to go to waste, so to say, because we know most persons buy the shirt in anticipation for the match.
Yes.
So we were kind of thinking about each person meet, like rural West can meet at the Sandy Point, Bastia can meet at Patsy Atlas, and in the West can meet at Keon, and we walk and all meet there. But the logistics and traffic department was saying it was going to take too much manpower. But we really tried to have the match last year, but it was not possible. So we are really excited to have it this year, with the exception of no mask, but we're asking persons to wear a white T-shirt that would reflect unison for the match this year.
All right, great ideas. And as you talk, we're going to go to a break very soon, but I asked before about the T-shirts, and Keisha, I want to focus on yours because that's very important. If you can turn to our cameras. That shirt has a very important message, and I think it's important to talk about it as we go to our break here. So act now, break the silence, stop child abuse. Is it fair to say that shirts like that and the initiative of Child Month March brings awareness to some of the issues that face children?
Yes, it does.
That's what I said. Every year we try to sensitize the public on some of the things that affect children.
Okay.
And also it gives us opportunity to sensitize the public and help the public on how to deal with things, because this theme, we work a lot with child probation officer. When we had the food fair at the square, they were there giving guidance and giving support. So each year, each theme helps us to bring more awareness on issues that affect children.
Okay, well, I have to say, I love all the shirts, but that one is definitely my favorite because of the message.
Because of the message,
Absolutely.
And might I say, since we are looking at recycling, we have the Ministry of Environment and Cooperatives partnering with us as well. So
okay.
we will be seeing them on
Solid waste also.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll be seeing them on the parade as well.
Oh,
I love it. Love the theme. You heard the details.
Yes.
You give your support where needed. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Congrats
It's been
again
our
on
pleasure.
New Year's.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
More Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
over dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You're not live clean. Your girl at 16, and your daughter at 13. So girl I look me, but me no inna that. Big man no deal with back pamba.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
His attitude has completely changed, and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me go!
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what real happen. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! Mommy, Uncle not here in the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so.
I would have failed in school, you know. Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is that time of the day when we loosen up. Today, Cortensia and I will be discussing some pros and cons of staying in one's comfort zone. So, first of all, I think it's very important for us to define comfort zone. What is comfort zone to you, Cortensia?
The zone that you're comfortable in, where you do not have to do anything out to the extraordinary that you're not accustomed to doing. That's my definition.
Fair enough. And I think that definition is good. I would say definitely you do things a certain way, so anytime you have to shake things up, it becomes a little uncomfortable for you to do it. And I think that comes because of apprehension. Perhaps you're good at doing something where you know, hey, I take this road every day, I'm good like that. The minute you have to deviate from that, it becomes uncomfortable because how good will I be at that? You know what I mean? It's like it plays on your mind. All right. So we know what it is now. We know what the comfort zone is. Let's talk about how often you and I feel like we step out of the comfort zone.
Ooh.
I think it's going to be subjective.
Oh my gosh.
Because we might think that we're stepping out of our comfort zone to somebody else. They'll be like, no.
Exactly. So, drawing on experience, when you stay in your comfort zone, you participate in familiar activities. This allows you to draw on experience you've gained from past performances in areas you undoubtedly know well.
And absolutely, and you see that diagram, that captures it really well. You were inside your comfort zone. You don't want to step outside because there's familiarity there.
Yes.
You know, there's strength. There is that sense of pattern recognition.
Yes.
I feel safe.
You do
there,
well.
those words that people tend to use. And then automatically you have to step outside. And there's uncertainty, isn't there?
Ooh.
There is uncertainty.
Yeah.
So how often do you think that you step out of your comfort zone?
I want to say often, but now I'm thinking about it, I don't. I'm comfortable doing what I'm accustomed to doing. But I know I have to break out of that and get uncomfortable to be better at whatever it is I need to
and that's the thing.
get better at.
I was watching one of my favorite shows, by the way. I'm going to plug it. I think it's Borgen, whatever, it's Danish. And they have this way of starting the show, each episode with a particular quotation. And one of the quotations that I saw in yesterday's episode, the one that I watched yesterday, was that opportunity and depression tend to be the same thing. It's just a matter of how you take them. So when you think of it like that, and you think of the comfort zone, think of stepping out of it being an opportunity, not necessarily a difficulty or an obstacle. It was the obstacle, the word. So obstacle or opportunity.
I'm looking at that and thinking, what? Depression and opportunity is the same thing?
How?
You said depression and
No, oppression. I said that, but it's an obstacle.
Oppression.
Yeah, it's an obstacle. All right, so let's talk. Here's the con about staying in your comfort zone, right? If you stay in your comfort zone too long, it can make you complacent. And that's true.
Yes, indeed. Truth. I couldn't agree with you more.
And if you don't perform activities that are somewhat scary or a challenge to you, you'll miss out on, there's that word again that I just mentioned, opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
That's how warm paints.
Wow. So the pro, minimizing risks. When you tackle familiar tasks in your comfort zone, you're aware of the risk and know how to avoid them. Familiar activities tend to be less risky than unknown ones.
Of course.
Yeah, because once you're familiar, it's not a problem to you. You don't feel a type of way. You just know, I can do that.
Well, that's the point, exactly.
Yes.
You've been doing something for a while. It's like riding a bicycle. You tend to do this. Of course, you guys here in the studio right now, if you were to come to work and which I've tried, by the way, I'm going to put them on the spot because I've tried to be like, okay, here's what we're going to do today. You guys are going to be where I am. Sometimes I say it jokingly, sometimes I'm a little more serious. I'll be like, you guys, interview
They're
the
not
guests
buying it.
and put me on the camera. I guarantee you that if we do that without any preparation, seriously, nobody's going to be watching Good Morning SKN.
You never know. You never know. Somebody
No.
might just like the vibe and be like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah,
Let me watch
right.
that.
Come on. But there is something to be said for familiarity, right? But here is the con with that. No risk, no reward.
Indeed.
When you take risks, you embrace some discomfort, and eventually you'll succeed. Of course, I would say that you'd have to take what is called calculated risks sometimes, right?
Yes.
So you don't necessarily just want to, step out of your comfort zone and be like that. I remember years ago, and this was the thing, years ago when I was contemplating a career change, I had on my social media page, I just started writing these different things, and I was like, you know what, I feel like jumping off of a cliff, just like flying to see how far I can get. And people became alarmed.
They thought you were going to commit suicide.
No suicide here. It was like, I just feel like if I jump off, maybe I can fly. I don't know. I'm just excited about it. It became exhilarating. And it's that thing. Sometimes the unknown can be as exhilarating as something that you perhaps were once exhilarated by.
Yeah.
But you've lost the passion for. Let's think about that for a second.
Yes. Indeed, you are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct.
I remember when you and I were talking the other day, you asked the question as to why would people change career paths?
Yeah.
And then you brought it back to yourself, and you were like, when I said what I said to you, which was, maybe they got complacent, maybe they want a new challenge, which is why people step out of their comfort zones. You said, remember what you said to me? You said, yeah, that's true, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Because I would have changed career paths.
Yeah.
Because had I gotten the opportunity to quit my job, if COVID wasn't present, then I would have had to change careers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there's a pro. Routine task. If an activity is in your comfort zone, chances are you can complete it quickly and easily without too much forethought or planning. The ease of routine tasks frees up more time and mental energy for addressing challenging work. Is that true?
Yeah. Yep. It is.
I still think my time, although I plan my time, it still runs out. So I don't know. And the fact that I'm doing something that I should get done in 10 minutes is taking me 20, it frustrates me. So it really doesn't prepare me. I don't know. That's just how I feel.
As you're reading that and we're talking about this discussion generally, I can't think of another way to say this except getting people outside of their comfort zones is not a, what do you call it? It's not a free pass or a free ticket to employers violating the job descriptions, by the way. Just saying that, right? Just saying that, because there are some of us, there's a difference, isn't there? It's subtle. It's like maybe you notice some potential.
Yeah.
And that's the other point too, because sometimes when we're getting out of our comfort zones, we might not be the ones who initiate that.
Yes.
There might be other people around us who see our potential or just want something from us on the flip side of that, and
So
maybe they
they're
don't
like,
want to do
"Come
certain
on, you
things, so
can
they
do
want you
this,
to do
get
it,
out."
that
Yeah.
sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
But it might be initiated by somebody else.
But it's a good thing though, because we might just stay there and wallow in our comfort zone and get
Yeah.
too comfortable. So maybe it's a good push.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
Yeah.
And here's the con, right? So not learning new skills, you're growing.
Yes.
You need to internalize things, learn new skills. And if you only work on current strengths, then you neglect the chance to develop those new skills. And in taking on new risks, you work on new skills and spend time improving relative weaknesses. And that's the thing.
Yes.
You're exposed to more, you learn more, you even know more about what you
Yes.
don't know, which is even better. So, great.
Yes, look at that. Look at that. So we have to, it is a must to get out of your comfort zone to our viewing audience. Although we're comfortable in the norm, we have to get uncomfortable in.
Yeah, look at that. You
Push
said that
forward.
word, the norm.
Yeah.
I was going to say the N word and I rethought it, but yeah, that's the norm. That's the N word that you use.
If you like in one too long, that becomes your norm. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yes, folks.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So, you know what? And apart from other things, right, here we go. The comfort zone, you're getting out. You're getting out of the comfort zone. You know why you should do it? Because it's absolutely thrilling. It's absolutely exhilarating. Tell me, it's a little unsafe. It's a little risky, maybe sometimes more risky than not.
Yes.
But look at how many people have stepped out of their comfort zones. Guess what, guys?
And look at where they are today.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna just give you this coy little wink, and I'm not gonna say anything else. But guess what, guys? Studio 327 wouldn't be here if people didn't step out of their comfort zones.
Yes.
And that's the point, right?
Yes.
Good Morning SKN, you wouldn't be watching.
Exactly.
If people didn't step out of their comfort zones. So great things happen.
When you step out of your
And here's what I want to say to you.
comfort zone.
Let's do this. You see what I'm doing, right?
Yeah, yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. So yeah, the next time you feel afraid and you feel, like you don't know, what's on the other side of the mountain, hey,
Would
give
you
it a
say
shot.
think of Studio 327 and think of let's do this?
Well, if you think about our Firefly, definitely let's say take flight. We had those discussions earlier on. So yeah, why not? Do it.
Yes.
You never know what could be on the other side of it.
Yes.
So no comfort zones here. Only commercial breaks.
But they can remain comfortable in the commercial break because we don't want them to be too uncomfortable because we want them to be comfortable when we get back.
I'm not sure about that. I think that if you're uncomfortable without Studio 327, you want to rush back to us. So you know what?
Exactly.
Be uncomfortable without us. We promise it'll be a short break. We'll be back after this. Stay tuned.
For your comfort.
I'm here to say St. Kitts, Nevis. You don't know for us I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one for all. St. Kitts, Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat and you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love St. Kitts bad. Easy no man.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am Salt Smart.
I eat some veggies for dinner. me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try a next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
I'm going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you have been watching Good Morning SKN, you know the amount of fun or any amount of time that you have known. We love to have plenty fun right
Listen,
here.
I'm sorry.
On Good Morning SKN.
I gotta jump in here. I cannot let this moment pass. Okay. This is more like a good night SKN because you got.
Listen, it's Good Morning SKN. So I will explain the blindfold soon, okay? Or my sleeping mask, as Jamie said.
Precisely.
So today, Jamie and I will be doing the blindfolded drawing challenge. Here's how it works. We will each take turns drawing a prompt from this.
I can just look at that
while
now.
blindfolded,
Can I do that?
and the other person has 3 chances to guess the item. So it's my turn. I'll begin the night.
Guys, honestly,
In the morning.
I really thought that Hortensia was either, about to go to sleep, so it was going to be like a good night SKN type thing, or perhaps, Hortensia, you were modeling K Couture from the Full Pound line.
We're not gonna have this. Jamie's mashing me up today. Jamie, look,
man.
my marker just decided it's not gonna hold on anymore.
Wow.
All this fun, right? Plenty,
All
as I
this
said.
fun. You're blindfolded. All right, here we go. Guys, can you guess what Hortensia is drawing or about to draw? Because that's what I am going to have to do. So you know what? If you can guess it, and
I'm going to hold it in my pocket for now.
You put your answers, your responses in our comment section. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Did I say YouTube, which is where a lot of you are watching right now? Yeah. Let's
Am I
know
cute
what you
blindfolded
think
or what?
Hortensia is drawing. Well, that's the thing about being in the dark. You really can't see.
I can't see. And my marker. Listen, I have to use
So
the
I
next
can't
marker.
tell you.
Ooh. Where's the next marker?
You are literally like handicapped right now. There you go.
All right, let the fun begin.
I'm supposed to guess what Hortensia is drawing.
Okay, I'm trying to get
And that's if
paper.
Hortensia can actually figure out how to draw with her eyes closed or blindfolded.
I think I can.
Yeah,
Oh my
okay.
God. Oh my gosh. Is this the front of the marker?
Oh my gosh, Hortensia, the challenge wasn't to take the
Listen.
cap off the marker. The challenge was to draw. And you know what? You have no tip, so that's a fun.
That's why I know something feels funny. I knew something feels funny. I knew it. Oh, but
Take this,
listen,
please. Take this. Thank you.
This is fun.
Oh
this is
my
too much
gosh,
fun.
this is funny. You know what? I
have a
should have
tip
just
now?
let you draw.
Okay, I have a tip.
I should have just let you
I felt
draw
it, Jamie. I felt it. Bottom of
and
paper.
guess nothing. And that would have been my answer. It would have been correct. Literally. Anyway, we're about being fair here.
Please be
despite
fair.
all the shade that has come my way. Now look who's in the dark.
Oh my God. I don't know. I think
I'm supposed to guess what this is? I don't think she's done yet. And
Oh
quite
my
frankly, if I were to guess now, it'd be difficult because I figure right now I can say, and this guess doesn't count by the way, that's Hortensia blindfolded. We've got the hairstyle. Do you see what I see? Can you see it?
Can you guess what it is?
Hortensia blindfolded?
What is it, Jamie?
Hortensia, that's a tree.
Exactly. You got it correct. I can draw.
So what was the sun for?
Just to throw you off.
Wow.
And to remind the folks that it's daytime. What?
Wait, is it my turn now or is it Hortensia's turn? Oh, it's my turn. So
I can draw. My second tree turned out better.
Okay, you
my
leave
first
that
tree
there
was
because
whack.
I'm just going to separate it, okay? So you leave that there. I'm going to try to draw it on that same page. And if they clash, they clash. It is what it is. Yes, so please, Hortensia,
Remember, you
let's
have
walk.
to shake your
Let's
cup.
walk. Let's walk.
Okay. Let's walk. Let's
I'm here.
sashay. Let's sashay.
Let's sashay. Oh, I got to be blindfolded too because I was
Yes, don't
about
forget.
to start drawing.
Remember, you
not
have to
blindfolded.
choose
You
what
know
you're gonna draw, and then you blindfold yourself and you draw.
Oh, I
Hey,
have to
don't
choose
cut
first.
my tree in half.
Guys, I'm really good at following instructions. Do you realize that?
Oh my gosh. Let me make it nice and neat.
Or you could drop the paper if you want, since I forgot I was going to be blindfolded.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Leave it. We're gonna compare who does the better stuff, right? Who does it better? Who does it better?
Let's see what happens.
Is it Team K or Team J? Oh,
Team K.
Jamie's got one. Okay, great. Blindfold.
K
Wow.
does it better.
Wow. Here we go.
All right. Oh my god. What's that? Oh, it's a telephone. I was wondering, is this a big C? And then I start seeing the numbers.
Wow, look at that. You see that? Can you compare these two? Can you compare these two guys?
Listen, look at this tree. How could anybody say this first tree? I didn't know. Oh my god.
So, Hortensia, it's your turn again. Well, I guess you can stay there.
Yes.
I just pull this out. Let's see. Yes.
Okay, let me follow the instructions.
Wow. This is going to end up on Instagram, by the way. Somehow I know that it will. For now, it's going to go on the floor.
Ah, Jamie, no peeping.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, these things are getting harder.
That's right, guys. Those scores look very accurate. Leave them that way.
You didn't.
Oh, we've got to flip. You want to flip? Well, now she's in darkness, so I don't know.
No,
what
I'm
you
in
wanna do.
darkness.
You're going to have to stay there.
Okay. Top of paper, bottom of paper.
Are we timing this, by the way? No, we're not, you see? And this is a thing, you know. When time is on my side, we don't usually time. Have you guys noticed that? Do you want to send an email to management to tell them how unfair you think that this is for Team J supporters? Please, feel free, all right? info@studio327A.
Oh my gosh.
We're
This is
trash
bad.
talking here. I don't know if you're trying to draw a car or a chimney on wheels, but I'll assume it's a car. Am I good?
No, it's not a car.
All right, it's a car in need of tires.
Oh
I don't
my
get
gosh.
it. It's an accident.
I feel so. Oh my gosh, I can't
What
find my
is that
car.
supposed to be?
I can't find my car. Okay.
You just told me it's not a car, but then you're looking for your car.
It's not a car, but I can't find my car. Okay, it's not a car. If it was a car, I would have said you got it. It's not a car.
If you guys understand,
okay, so I gotta draw again.
Hortensia speak, let me know. Okay, that's the language. That's the foreign language that you were talking about.
Okay, that part. Wheel.
And if you guys can figure out what on earth this is, then put it in the comments. And if you don't have a clue, just say that she's cheating. Hashtag she's cheated. That works.
Is my drawing that bad that you can't figure it out?
Hortensia, nobody could figure that out. Not even you.
Because I'm trying to draw in the dark.
No, even with your blindfolds off, you would not know what it is.
Says who?
Guys, if you honestly believe, can we get a vote here? Is there any way that, you know what, we need to do a poll for things like this? And we have our viewers do it. We're not ready today, but I'm serious. You guys need to poll whether
that
you
better?
think
That's worse?
Hortensia's drawing actually makes sense. Because I really don't know. I don't know.
Oh my, so none of my drawings made sense?
Are you at the tire shop, Hortensia? Is that what it is?
No, I'm
you need
not.
a spare tire? I don't know.
So my car didn't come out properly?
Okay, we're gonna take a vote, right? Do you think it is possible for any human being
Oh my God.
to guess what this is?
Is it that bad, guys?
Because if
Is
that's
it?
the case, this is not gonna count.
Oh my gosh.
Hortensia, leave it
Maybe
there.
it's
Don't
not-
pull it down. We need to know what this is, because I'm not guessing anymore. I told you it was a car. I told you we were at the tire shop.
It's not a car and
I
not
told
a
you it was a
tire
moving
shop.
chimney, and I was obviously wrong. So with it on the screen, with you guys focusing on this,
Oh my gosh.
can we know what this is from Hortensia's lips? Hortensia, what is it?
So you give up?
Yes.
You didn't even try.
What is it?
It's a truck.
Hortensia.
Oh.
No. No, that's a truck.
This is a truck.
That looks more like a train wreck.
Oh my gosh. This is where my wheels are? So my wheel
That's
fell
not
off
a
the truck?
It's not a
Look,
truck.
look at my truck. This is a truck. Look, Jamie, this is a pickup. Truck.
Guys, can you do the special effects with the stars coming around my head right now? Because I'm like, what is going on? I don't know.
Alright.
Hortensia, there's no way anybody else would have gotten this.
Oh my God.
Oops.
My wheels just fell off,
It's okay,
Jamie.
you can leave it down.
Look at my truck.
Guys, that needs to be on Instagram for the best drawing
Don't forget, you
Hortensia
gotta
has
pick
ever
your
done
stuff.
on this show.
I can't believe my wheels are that
Abstract.
bad.
That's what it is. It's abstract art.
Oh my God.
Wait, I didn't even pick this thing, and I'm
That's
here
what I told you. You have to
doing
pick.
this. Good Lord. Hortensia, I don't
my-
know.
oh my
You
God.
have lost the right to call yourself Picasita after
Listen.
that terrible drawing.
No, that's with a paintbrush.
Picasita.
That's with a paintbrush.
Here we go.
Jamie, can you see out from under that thing? Because I find your stuff is so perfect, you know. Oh my God, what is this? Oh my God, it's basketball.
Thank you. Next one. Oh, okay, so what are the scores, guys? You're seriously giving Hortensia 2?
I
But
could
you're
have guessed.
rewarding
You didn't even
Hortensia.
try.
You are rewarding Hortensia
For coming out of our
For-
comfort zone and trying.
my skillful drawing, while I get no reward for whatever that was that ended up on the floor. In any event,
A pickup truck that lost its wheels. That's all it was.
yeah, don't worry. We're
Look
gonna
at you showing off your drawing skills on me.
basketball. You see, Hortensia got rewarded because I'm the better artist. There we go. That's just what it is.
Thank you.
If you agree with me, hashtag Team J. I know that you feel me on this because that second one is not going to end up anywhere else. But I don't know. On the floor where it is.
Not fair.
Guys, we will be
Not
back in
fair.
a moment. All right? Stay tuned.
I eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Where are you going? I just mopped the floor and now the chair leaving marks all over the place. Come on, go in bed, see? Sometimes I just can't take you on.
Violence is expressed in many ways. Most, unfortunately, go unreported or unaddressed for many reasons. If you or someone disabled is being abused, contact the police at 465-2241, social services at 467-1314, or the St. Kitts Nevis Association of Disabled Persons at 465-2151, 663-9077, or 663-4116. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's another discussion that we have here. This time we'll be discussing the quote of the day. Cortensia is laughing because although the segment is the quote of the day based on the topic that we have to discuss,
You don't want to know what Jamie said.
Colloquially that, and I joked about it. I said we're going to be calling this segment Dempsey, as in DEMSAY. You'll understand why in a moment. So the quote of the day comes from the famous Irish poet and playwright Oscar Wilde. And here's the quote. He said, "There is only one thing worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about." Do you see that? The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. Wow.
As I said, I pondered on it so much last night. I keep pondering on it this morning. I don't understand.
Yeah, we're going to discuss it, whether you agree or disagree, and
Oh, man.
how far do you agree with it or not,
Yeah.
right? So this is why, colloquially now, you can appreciate it, why I said that, jokingly, this is going to be called Dempsey, because in these parts, when we say Dempsey as in, you know, T-H-E-M, but we pronounce it Dem, means that people are talking, and it seems as though when there are things that are topical, or even if they're not, somebody always prefaces what they have to say with they say. So it gives it some sense of authority, right?
Yeah.
So they say X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
They say A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, and automatically it's like, oh, well, people are talking about it, so that gives credence to it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's not always positive though.
Well, that's the thing. I don't, you know what? So do you agree with Oscar Wilde? That's the question. The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about.
I'm still on the fence. I told you I was pondering on this since last evening. Last night I'm there thinking, why? If I'm not talked about, I should be okay. But then if I'm talked about, then I don't think. It depends on the context of what I'm being talked about in. It's just a lot. So, so am I disagreeing or am I on the fence? I'm on the fence, right?
I guess.
Yeah, because I'm not disagreeing and I'm not agreeing. Because I don't
You're not picking a side. You're just whistling.
No.
All right, here.
For once, right? Look at me. For once.
Here we go. You know what the reality is? This is a statement that's interesting to me, and it puts me back in the frame of mind as to whether or not I care about what people say. Guess what, guys? I don't. It just is what it is. I don't care. So whether they talk or don't, because, okay, let's look at it this way. You're being talked about. The context is that people are talking about you because there's some sense of relevance. Of course, here the default is they're talking about you, or we say here in local parlance, they're chatting about you.
They're chatting you.
And there's a lot of chatter back and forth. And sometimes there is no real, how do I put it, substance to it.
Yes, yes.
It's
No
just
real truth,
that they're talking about you. And yeah, a lot of people, hey, take social media, for instance, when we're doing those sorts of things, right? When you're taking social media, there are a lot of people who don't necessarily talk about you, but they type about you, and then it gets, you know, traction, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then when you have to repeat it, all you say is what I said when I began. They say Hortensia is X, or they say Jamie is Y. And then automatically you think it's like a wildfire because it's picking up traction because more of them are saying than are not saying.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? That's a lot of saying.
A lot of saying and a lot of talking. So I would rather, now that we have had this conversation, I think I would definitely rather not be talked about.
Oh, okay.
Just
so you don't think it's worse?
Already, got it work.
But guess what? In the sense that some people also pivot and they say, when you're being talked about by other people, it means that you're doing something worth being talked about.
Are you important?
Exactly.
But it's not a good, especially when it's not good chatter. Let me come back into the bougie character. When it's not good chatter, then you don't want to be spoken of, right? Exactly.
I don't care. Listen, I could not care less. Literally, I understand what this statement means. You know, I couldn't care less. Literally, I couldn't care less about what people say, because you know why? I remember, and I think I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. Walking up a street, somebody gave me a comment like, oh, you know, X. 20 seconds later, I got the opposite comment, Y, from somebody else. What does that mean to me? What does that tell me? People are going to talk about you no matter what.
Yeah, regardless,
It doesn't matter. Sometimes they're talking about you, and what they say about you is coming from their particular biases, because we all have biases.
But what if it's something bad and then eventually you have to defend yourself, and then most people think that the untruth is the truth, and then so you see, I rather not.
But do you care what people think? Because if you do, it's going to control what you do, because it means to some degree that's a window.
Sometimes. I'm going to say sometimes. I can't say I don't, because I do. So sometimes, because what if I have to defend myself against something, as I said, that is not factual?
So you'd rather be talked about in that way than not be talked about?
Not be talked about, as I said.
Yeah, but
so
they'll
don't talk
anyway.
about me.
But they'll talk anyway. That's what people do, right? We've got two lips and a tongue, and we talk.
That's the rough part.
let's be realistic here. There was a lot of people who were talking, and this is the part that bugs me about it, right? Because when I've witnessed things like this, I usually say, and this is me actually on the other end of it now, why would you say that without any proof? And why would you repeat that without even asking whether or not it was appropriate to say and whether or not there was any evidence given? And then I look at who's saying and who's believing and who's being swayed by, and I go, but I thought you were smarter than that. I thought you were critical.
The shade.
I thought you would at least ask a pertinent question.
Bring back the blindfold.
And what happens is that there's a lot to talk about, particularly now in St. Kitts and Nevis, and there's always been a lot to talk about anyway. Whether it is someone who holds a particular office or whether it is your coworker or your neighbor, people are going to talk. Do you really care what people say if you know that what you are doing is in your best interest and not calculated to affect anybody adversely, and really not affecting anybody adversely anyway? Because the question is, why do you care enough to talk about it? And that's what I do. I go, why do you care enough to talk about it? And why, when somebody says something, are you not critical enough to ask pertinent questions? And here's what I have to say to that. When you look at things like that, what happens is that people have their own biases. So you might ask me a question. I've listened to so many shows, where this happens. Somebody's making point 1 and they have 3 points. So they get to point 2, point 3, and we want to toss the baby out with the bathwater. So we ignore points 2 and point 3 for their validity, points 2 and 3 for their validity. And we focus on point 1 and we say that doesn't make any sense and we move on.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's like, but can't you be critical? Can't you even accept a little bit of criticism and say, hey, okay, you're being talked about, but maybe there's, some truth to that. Can you learn from it? No, I'm biased and this is the point that I want to drive home. So don't you dare mention that. How dare you? And that's it. And we don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
We don't get anywhere.
Yeah. We just create animosity amongst ourselves and we're mad at society.
Which doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And go ahead, please.
No, you
I'm putting it out there. There's a lot of talking, but not a lot of sense. And
so stop talking nonsense.
But that's just the point. If you don't have anything sensible to say,
don't say it.
You know what gets me, and I guess I'm a little passionate now, you know what gets me? It gets me when people start talking to me as if I don't have any sense. So they can literally tell me the mountain is blue, and I'm going to believe that the mountain is blue because they say, I love it, they say on authority, they say that the mountain is blue. I'm looking at the mountain. Mountain ain't blue. It hasn't rained, it's brown. Don't try to convince me that the mountain is blue just because you say so.
It hasn't rained.
And don't tell me that so-and-so buried a body in the mountain if you don't have any proof of what they buried in the mountain. If you're going to tell me that, and then it picks up traction, and a lot of people say, hey, so-and-so buried a body, you didn't hear her. And this is what we like to say, you didn't hear her. Or the famous one, school children say.
School children say,
They say, or school children say, because school children apparently don't have names.
No.
So they can't be tied to what they said.
And school children, I think why they use school children, because school children are sort of a protected beings. They're young kids, you can't call their names because you don't want to get them in anything. So that's why school children is.
Yeah, how about they're hiding behind it? If you're going to say it, be man or woman enough to back it up. Otherwise, don't bring it to me.
Yes.
I am going to send it back. And as I said before, with all due respect to Oscar Wilde, I really don't care what people say. Because if I did, I wouldn't have said what I just did.
Okay, Oscar Wilde, so it's obvious Jamie doesn't care if he's talked about, but we're going to work on that. Well,
you want me to care?
Well, I'm going to work on not caring.
Okay.
Because I prefer not to be talked about.
And guess what? I don't care about that. What I care about is you coming back after this.
Yes.
See you on the other side of it.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Pray every time I feel can't do no different. Swear me have a win, that's why I'ma try again. Pray every time I feel, cause God always a listen. One day I have to win, that's why I'ma try again.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We hope you would have joined us throughout the entire show, as we are at that part of the show when we let you know what is happening.
Absolutely.
So, may we proceed? Petition Tuesdays. Wow, Petition Tuesdays. So, Beauty Inside Out, a local salon and spa, will be hosting Petition Tuesdays. I guess it starts from today. So, from today, June 7th, oh my gosh, look at this. There is a 15% discount on all spa and salon services once you present your St. Kitts and Nevis passport. So now you're not going to the airport, you're not flying away. You just need to take your passport to Beauty Inside Out to get your 15% off. So, wow, so the 15% is off on all services such as waxing, threading, mani-pedi, massages, permanent eyelash extensions. Wow. Do I need some of those? Haircuts and hair coloring. Who would want to miss out on such a deal?
I don't know, Cortensia.
Oh, not me. If you didn't know, Beauty Inside Out is located in St. Kitts Castle Condominiums, that is opposite Silver Reef in Frigate Bay. For appointments, contact 466-2829, 664-3226, or 764-3227. Once again, those numbers are 466-2829, 664-3226, or 764-3227. So go on out, take the advantage, mani-pedi waxing, 15% off at Beauty Inside Out, yes.
Yeah, I might take advantage of those permanent eyelash extensions. Can you see it? No. I'm like, permanent eyelash extensions?
Yeah, permanent.
You know, when I saw that, I heard it. I was like,
Permanent.
wait, permanent eyelashes? I thought they were. But then I went like, okay, yeah. Yeah, obviously, I know nothing about Beauty Inside and Out. I just know about what we have next and what's happening, which
So you're
is...
not beautiful inside and out.
I said I know nothing about
Okay.
Beauty Inside and Out, Cortensia. Don't put words in my mouth. You see what she's trying to do, guys? Let's continue with what's happening, okay? The SPBS scholarship. So the Sandy Point Benevolent Society, that's SPBS, has released its scholarship application information for 2022. Prospective scholars who meet the criteria may select from a pool of 5 scholarships for undergraduate or graduate studies. And here they are. Number 1, the Fairchilds High School or VHS scholarship set at a value of US $2,000. Number 2, the Sandy Point Benevolent Society or SPBS scholarship of US $1,000. The third is the Sir Hugh and Lady Claudette Rawlings scholarship with a value of US $2,000. Fourth is the Ridley Gashard Memorial Scholarship, which offers Sandy Point natives 2 scholarships, each valuing US $2,500. And finally, the Monroe College Award for undergraduate and graduate studies, of which the value ranges from, get this, US $4,500 to US $9,000. So there are a total of 6 scholarships available to candidates who are newly accepted to Monroe College. For more information, visit the website. Here it is, guys. www.spbsnc.org. Again, that is www.spbsnc.org. Great opportunities.
Very much so. I wonder if these existed when I went to school. This is why I need to do over. But do I know?
Well, you could do it better. If it didn't exist when you were in school, you could probably contribute. You might, hey, we might have the Hortensia Couture Scholarship. You know, you might be giving away.
I do not know what Jamie speak of.
Sleeping masks.
Oh my gosh. To learn how to draw properly? Is that what you're getting at?
The artist scholarship. Oh,
Well,
yes.
buy one, get one free. Maybe I can buy a truck and get the other free. Our bakery is known for its quality products, is having a buy one, get one free deal on all baked goods up until the 30th of November. So you got months to go. Look at that.
What month are we in?
Just June. That's why I said you got months to go. The 30th of November, just before
Wow.
Christmas month. Look at that. Nice. Every day from Monday to Saturday, 1 hour before closing time from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., all patrons get a chance to buy one of any baked goods and get one free. That's baked goods 1 hour before closing time from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. for $0 and 0 cents. As Naeem would say, free 99. And when Mr. Amory was here, he spoke on that as well. Giving back to society, you know, and I think that's a very great initiative.
Absolutely.
So go on out to Amory Bakery on Victoria Road to take advantage of this deal for the next, 6 months, 6 meses. This is up until the 30th November. Buy one, get one free delectable pastries at Amory Bakery, where there is quality you can taste. Look
And
at
definitely quality you can afford because
I
it's
know.
$0. I love that,
Buy one,
right?
get one free.
$0, 0 cents.
$0,
Interesting.
free 99.
Gotta be lovers of zero here.
Yes.
So it's that time of day when we say it's been our pleasure
Yes.
coming into your workplaces, coming into your homes, streaming on your devices for another edition of Good Morning SKN. Of course, we're inviting you to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Yeah, we put content up. You know, you got to follow. You get behind the scenes videos, etc. There are things in the works that you ought to check out. The handle is Studio 327 INC. That's Studio 327 Inc. Like, subscribe, follow, and do not forget. Well, we always say this, but really we mean remember to share.
To share. And once again, as I will always say, we're trying to get to this amount of subscribers by the end of June. So we're asking that you assist us. So leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. Was it my hat? Was it my truck? Was it my tree?
Definitely the drawing. Definitely the drawing.
Oh my God. And this is where we say see you tomorrow. That's Wednesday morning, the hump day at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Have a great day, guys. And remember, if they're talking, let them talk. If they're not, then oh well.
Bye, guys. Take care.